everyone, and welcome to our next episode of the Big Aussie Lap. In this episode, we're very excited to be bringing you our trip through Kakadu National Park. We wanted to go there for years, and finally we get to do it. We've been in the park probably about 12 days, and just enjoyed it immensely. I think what really impresses me about it is an incredibly vast landscape, and it is unspoiled by man. I love that. It's just nature completely in the raw. And if you're thinking about should you Kakadu or Kakadon't, I would say you do not want to miss it. So sit back and enjoy this episode and see what you think for yourselves. We're at Kakadu.
Yo!
Well, we're out and about on our first day in Kakadu National Park. We've just stayed at the River Roadhouse overnight, and that's because we wanted to come out to this little rock hole. That's a little swimming spot. Used to be only known to locals, but of course on wiki camps now. But you do need four-wheel drive to get in here. But the fascinating thing for me, I suppose, is that I came out here in about 1979, and really no one knew about it then. Just came out on a dirt road, found our way out here, and it was just pretty good to be able to come back today, and we're going to have a look at it. We're now heading into the second spot for the day. So this is the little creek and the cascades that falls into the rock hole. So apparently it's really nice up here. There's some nice views and some nice little pools that you can sit in and cool off. We brought our lunch along, and we'll probably just hang out here for a while. We've picked a little spot that we might have lunch and a little bit of a dip in here. And then we might explore up and down the cascades a little bit afterwards. How lovely is this? This place is just amazingly beautiful. We had that lovely little shady spot further up the creek that we had lunch, but now we've come down here and it opens out into these little pools and little cascades. It just keeps dropping further and further down the hill into really big pools. This afternoon we're at Maguk, and we're going to swim in the Maguk pool, which is at the, thanks Kerry, Barramundi Gorge. It's about a kilometre walk down there, apparently through monsoon rainforest, so that sounds like it'll be pretty and quite cool. Well, hopefully so. Where are we today, Kerry?
We're at Maguk, so it's either Maguk Waterhole, Maguk Waterfall. Anyway, we're at Maguk and we're going to head up to the top falls today.
Yeah, so we've heard that it's very beautiful at the top of the falls. Lots of nice little pools up there. And there's no official track to get up there, but we have heard there's a way. So we're going to scout it out and enjoy ourselves up there. This is our little camp spot we've had here at Maguk Campground. We've had 2 amazing days here, and yeah, swimming down there in the main waterhole at the bottom of the gorge, and then yesterday going up and having a bit of an explore at the top of the falls. Absolutely beautiful spot, and yeah, if you're in Kakadu National Park, you just don't want to miss it. Heading off today, and we're not going to Kawinda, but we're going to a little campground. I'm not sure the name of it, pretty close by. We're up early today and we're going on a sunrise Yellow River cruise. It's not that late though, about 6:30, but it doesn't get light too late here. So, where are we going, Kerry?
To a lookout.
To a lookout and to see some Aboriginal art. Today we're heading out to Jim Jim Falls. So just come along the Kakadu Highway. We've got about 55 kilometres now on the dirt, but we have heard it's been graded in about the last 3 or 4 days, so we're hoping that's not too bad. Then when we get out there, you've got about an hour's walk to actually get to the falls themselves. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. It's another hot one, probably 35 degrees. Got to beat the heat. We've arrived at the Jim Jim Falls car park. It's quite the little adventure to get in here. The grader had only gone halfway along that 55 kilometre road, so we hit the corrugations. And when you get to the campground, the road then turns into a pretty narrow little track with a couple of little shallow water crossings, and you drive along, weaving your way along the base of the escarpment until you get here. So so far it's been really impressive, the scenery, and yeah, just excited for today really to see what this is going to be like. Yeah, we'll get underway, and here we go. Oh, and there's a croc trap.
Looks nice and clean, doesn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Today is very special because we're going on a flight.
And it's Jackie's birthday.
We're going on a flight over Kakadu. So we've got the 1 hour sunset flight coming up, and we've got to go in and go through the check-in procedure.
And it's Jackie's birthday.
have pizza for dinner, which is really nice. But oh my goodness, that flight is just spectacular. It is so amazing. So we did the 1 hour flight from Coimbra at sunset, and our young pilot Josh took us out over the stone country first and brought us back over the wetlands. And if you come to Kakadu, you have just got to make sure you've saved up enough to go on that flight, because it was spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a great flight.
Yeah, you really see Kakadu when you go up there and have a look at it from the air. So yeah, that's my review. Well, it's moving day again for us. We've been staying at a campground called Maguk or Maguk, just down the road from Coimbra. So it's been really great here. You got it's one of the campgrounds that provides you showers, but it's a lot cheaper than staying at Coimbra for us. Coimbra has got all the facilities that you can just enjoy anyway, so you can go in there and use their swimming pool. They've got a little cafe in there, a little restaurant, air-conditioned spot as well. So in between going out and doing our exploring, we've been hanging out there a bit and enjoying their air conditioning, because all the sites in this campground are unpowered. It's been a great location here for us. We've been out and seen a couple of the features of the park from here. Some of them are a bit of a long drive, I suppose, because things are really quite spread out here in Kakadu. Today we're moving further up to Jabiru, and then we may stay there, or we may head on up to Cahill's Crossing and stay up there. Yeah, we're just loving it here in the park. That flight we did last night, so good. You just have to do that if you're coming into the park. Yeah, it just tops it off really well. So our plans in Kakadu changed a little bit. We've been here probably for a week now. We weren't planning on staying in the little township of Jabiru, but a couple of things happened. One was our car had a pretty severe loss of power, having to change down gears just to get up small hills. And then Darwin went into a snap 3-day lockdown. We weren't sure what was going to happen with that, so we thought we'll come into Jabiru and just book into a powered site in a van park here, just so that if the lockdown gets extended and it gets complicated, we'll have somewhere to stay for a few days that we're reasonably comfortable till we work out what we can do. Anyway, the car turned out to be a split hose coming out of the turbo, which Kerry was just amazing and found and has fixed, because we rang up Mitsubishi in Darwin just to put out feelers and see what would happen if we needed to take it in, and they're booked out for a month. So that was not a good moment getting that news. But anyway, Kerry's fixed it. He's Mr. Fix It. He gets us out of so many problems. He's great like that. Yeah, so we've been at Jabiru here, enjoying some air-conditioned comfort with our powered site, and we're going further down to around Cahill's Crossing today. There's a couple of walks and a sunset rock and some rock art up there that we'd like to go and enjoy before we actually start to head on out of the park. I think time to get going, and we show some more of what we find. We've come out to Cahill's Crossing. So that's where you cross from Kakadu into Arnhem Land, and it's renowned for the crocs that come up to this crossing. When the tide comes up, the fish come up with it, and then the crocs come downstream to get their feast of fish in barramundi. It's also a pretty hairy place to cross the river. You have to be very careful of the tides and the water height, but yeah, it's become quite a thing to actually come out here and watch the crocs now come in for a feed. So yeah, we've come out this afternoon and we're hoping to see some action, aren't we, Kerry?
Yeah.
Let's go have a look. we're off on another walk. So we have a choice going out on this track, 2.5 kilometre easy loop or the 6.5 moderately hard loop. So we're just going to get going. It takes us down through some sandstone areas and then back along the river. We're going for it. Well, we've made it back to the car. We ended up doing both those walks. Now getting in the air-conditioned car, going back to camp and having a cold shower. We've come to a place called Ubirr, which is spelled U-B-I-R-R. And apparently here at Ubirr there is some pretty spectacular Aboriginal rock art, classed as some of the finest in the world. So that's going to be pretty cool to see. And then if you climb onto Ubirr Rock, it's said to be a really great place to see the sunset out over the plains. So that's what we're going to do. It's only about a kilometre walk and about 250 metre fairly steep climb up to the top of the rock. And yeah, it just sounds like an awesome way to finish the day. And that brings us to the end of our time in Kakadu. I can only say that I absolutely loved it. Not everything was open all the time we were there, but everything we got to see and experience was just stunningly beautiful. Far more beautiful than we are able to capture in this little camera of ours. Hopefully though, we've been able to show you enough to let you see what's there, what you can experience if you choose to come and see it for yourself. So we're going to bring this episode to a close here. If you've got any questions or comments, you're more than welcome to pop them down below in the comments section. And yeah, thank you to all those people who have commented and encouraged us to keep putting our trip online. That means a lot to us, so thank you very much. So as we finish, we're going to show you some footage of one more billabong tour that we did after we left the park. So it's goodbye for now. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of footage of the Corroboree Billabong, and we'll see you next time. Bye.